Well, welcome to this high school showcase sports event on Harford TV. I'm Don Morrison, my partner Carol Barker. Carol, we're at John Carroll School. It is a beautiful day, 84 degrees, a little bit of a wind, enough to cool us off. Beautiful field hockey between two teams that don't see each other because they play in different conferences, John Carroll versus North Harford. We're looking forward to a great match.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. I'm sure the girls are excited to get the game under their belt.
Yep, they talk about not playing against each other now. Now this is the first game with the other team has a different color on. Even though these games don't count in terms of their conference records, it's a good warm-up for both teams.
Absolutely, absolutely. They've both got a good hockey heritage.
Talk about John Carroll, first of all, the home team. They've had 4 coaches in the last 4 years. The turnover has been just, something you don't want to see happen. Tess Gauthier, who was the coach back in the early 2000s, has come back to sort of be the, let's say, the interim, the guide for Sammy Edwards, who's now a first-year coach. Had a chance to talk to Sammy Edwards before we started, and Sammy is very excited to be a head coach, having graduated from John Carroll back in 2018.
Oh, wow. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I've done it both ways.
Taking over at your alma mater?
Yes.
At Edgewood in your case. And of course, Tess you know well because she coached at Edgewood back in the day when you were there.
Yeah, we shared the phys ed office for 4 years. Had a nice friend. We made a nice friendship.
John Carroll in the IAAM. You see them there in the white uniforms. Tess Gauthier over on the left, and Sammy Edwards, the head coach now, the first-year head coach, there to her right, or to her left, actually. John Carroll, who is in the B conference, Carroll, this year. They were 1-7 in the A conference of the IAAM. Difficult conference. So, they're moving down a notch in terms of competition. With a new coach, they're hoping to be able to be off to a good start today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure if Tess has anything to do with it, they'll be prepared.
North Harford, of course, under Carla Harward. Carla, the veteran coach. She was at C. Milton Wright. Came over to North Harford. She's been the head coach there since 2012. They were 8-8 last year, and Carol, they won the 2A region championship, so they're coming off a good year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they've always had a really nice program up there.
Kendall Fortune, their senior attack person, 6 goals, 4 assists last year. Autumn Tagliaferri, also a second-year player. She's one of the players they say, Carol, is a top 10 metro player to watch. That means in the entire state, she is one of the young ladies that they have said, the Baltimore Banner, which does this, says this is a player to watch. Autumn Tagliaferri wears number 1 for North Harford, plays in the midfield. That's quite a nice little compliment to have, to be one of the 10 in the state.
Oh, you bet.
To watch.
You bet.
Grace Underwood also is their defender. She's also a second-year player and a captain. Plays lacrosse and basketball, second-team All-County last year. Distinguished Honor Roll, Best Buddies program. I mean, Carol, you look at the resumes of these girls. They're not only great athletes, but they're great students and great people.
Yeah, great student athletes. And that's what you want. Every coach loves to have that kind of a player. And if you've got multiple ones of those, which it looks like both schools do, that bodes well for your program.
John Carroll, of course, a private school, a Catholic school, doesn't get to play many of the Harford schools. They play a couple at the beginning of the year, and then they get into their IAAM conference schedule. So it's just great to see them here and to be able to televise them on Harford TV.
Right, yeah. I know the girls are probably excited, too, as soon as they saw that van drive up.
15-minute periods if you're interested. The field 100 yards wide or long and 60 yards wide. That orange circle that you see before the goal, that's the 16-yard circle. We'll be talking more about that as the game progresses, but Carol, that's key to the way this game is played.
Absolutely, yeah. You need to know where that is, and both offense and defense need to know where it is.
John Carroll starting, Annie Bennett, Margot Smith, Sarah Shorts, and Lily Burns across the front. Haley Lauer, Michaela Casey, and Sammy Bender in the midfield. Julia Ward, Amanda Holland, and Kalitza Watson across the back. And the freshman goalie, Josie Bianco. Carol, when you have a freshman in the net, she better be like Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles.
Yeah.
She better be game ready.
Yeah.
Well, we're underway, Carol, and we talked about this turf field knowing back to your day when you played on those grass fields with ruts. Man, what a privilege to play here, huh?
Oh, yeah. Every time I see these fields, I get a little bit green within me. We didn't have anything like that.
And of course, hockey, different than soccer and other sports where the ball is lofted. Here, the ball skins along the turf, and that's what you want to see happen. They have a new rule now, Carol, where they can loft the ball as long as it's not a dangerous situation.
Yeah, used to be almost an automatic call, and now it's at referee's discretion, I believe, right?
It is. It looks like North Harford is going to get a chance here at the first attempt to score. They're going to have a short corner. We call it a penalty corner. Back in the day, there were long corners and short corners. Now it's just
a penalty corner.
Just a penalty corner.
They have to show control
outside that circle before they can get the ball. Good job by John Carroll to play defense.
Nice play there.
North Harford in the green, as you see, going from right to left. That's North Harford's #1, Autumn Tagliaferri, the young lady we said one of the top 10 players to watch in the state. Keep an eye on her. Small in stature, but strong in the way she plays.
Yeah.
Another great thing, Carol, about this sport is size really doesn't matter. You don't have to be tall. You don't have to be, particularly stout. You just have to be quick and aggressive.
Quick and aggressive, you bet.
There she is, Tagliaferri. Battling for the ball against John Carroll. That was Margot Smith, number 16, with John Carroll getting possession of the ball, and here come the Patriots. First game for both teams. They've played some scrimmage games, but this is their first actual game of the year. And Carol, our first game, it's our 29th season. Can you believe that?
Wow, that's amazing. That's wonderful.
Know, it's crazy.
What a great service to the athletes of Harford County.
We were talking about Tony Belcastro, who was a quarterback at Bel Air. The first year we had TV on in 1994, when we had him on TV, he was the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's now 47 years old. Give me a break. How did that happen?
I don't know. I feel the same way sometimes when I see some of my former kids.
Yeah, who are grandkids and great-grandkids. That's just not, don't say that.
Yeah, forget that nonsense.
Yeah. Well, nice clear there by North Harford.
Nice job.
Carol, you were talking about the ideal. Take it down the side and then center the ball?
Yeah, right now Harford is doing just that. You want to, in this game, because of the way the stick is and the way the rule of obstruction, the 75 to 85% of the game you want to play on the right side of your offense. And then come across, come down, get into the circle area, and then center it. And hope for the best.
Because the stick is a right-handed stick. You must be a right-handed player.
Absolutely.
Must be tough for natural lefties to learn to play with the right-handed stick.
Although I had one of my best players was a natural left-hander, and she said, I don't know if I can play this game, Miss Parker. And I said, just try. And she ended up being one of my best players, and she was strong. I look at it as sort of the Brooks Robinson syndrome. Brooks did everything with his left hand except play ball.
You know, we talked about Adley Rushman. You'll have to excuse Carol and me as we talk about there's a save by the goalie.
Yeah, nice save.
Talk about the Orioles while we're watching. I was watching Adley Rushman sign an autograph, signing it left-handed.
Yeah.
So
that's
again,
why his left hand, his glove hand is so quick.
As you mentioned, the Brooks Robinson syndrome, where he was a left-hander. That's why he had such great hands, because he's a natural fielder with his left hand.
Right, yep. And he had great reflexes. He wasn't the fastest guy on the field, but boy, did he have great reflexes.
And he had a soft body. The ball hit him and it bounced down. Didn't bounce away.
Yeah.
10 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this first period. No score. John Carroll with a penalty corner coming up. 4 defenders for North Harford. You'll notice all the offensive players outside that 16-yard circle. They can't touch the ball until it crosses that 16-yard circle.
And they have to show control, like right there. She showed that she was trying to control the ball before she passed it.
Nice save.
Oh, nice save.
In the goalie. That's Reif-Snyder. Sarah Reif-Snyder, a junior goalie, 81 saves last year. She's in the plant science magnet at North Harford. Great magnet program they have. Their team, the FFA team.
That must have gone off with John Carroll, so that's free hit coming out for North Harford.
Carol, this is Reif-Snyder we're talking about. Their team, the FFA, won first place in the state landscape, and they're going to the Nationals.
Oh,
there's
wonderful.
Reif-Snyder again.
Nice save.
Sarah
There you go.
Schneider.
Nice job.
Softball player, also Carol, a young lady after your heart.
Yeah.
And again, an experienced netminder, a junior. We talked about Josie Bianco being a freshman for John Carroll. It's called growing up quick.
Yeah.
Here comes North Harford. That's Fortune, Kendall Fortune. We told you about her, the leading scorer last year on this team. Nice center, nice save.
Yeah.
Bianco reached out that mitt and knocked it down. Can't imagine being a freshman playing, on a varsity team as the goalie.
That's quite a tribute to her.
Here comes his penalty corner. Again, remember the ball has to go outside that orange circle. Did it go in?
Yeah.
Yes, it did. The ball bounced off the defender and went in, so the goal is scored by North Harford. Now, maybe the folks in the booth can tell us exactly who that was.
She's got the girls.
Here comes a replay. You'll be able to see. Watch closely how the ball bounces around Carol in front of the
See her
net.
number.
We'll see it here on the replay. No, not just yet. Replay coming up. Here it is. We still weren't able to pick up the number in the booth.
No.
Did you get the number? We'll just say the North Harford scores at 8:25 of the first period. They go up by 1-0. We'll try to get that goal scorer for you here at halftime. That ball just bounced around. It looked like Bianco might have been shielded off, didn't see it.
I think she might have been not seen it. Yeah.
The ball was sort of in midair and just tapped in. Battle there at midfield. That was Grace Conklin. Grace, 4 goals and 4 assists last year, number 5 for North Harford. Swim team, also the track team, and the animal science program at Magnet at North Harford. Carol, they have the Magnet programs at the schools now, which are just wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kids come from all over the county to concentrate on the program they really enjoy. Edgewood has the International Baccalaureate, Aberdeen with the Science Math. Carol, you saw her use the left-hand part of her stick that time, Talia Ferry we're talking about. You can turn the stick around
Yes.
and use the backside of it. But you still have to do it right-handed.
Yep.
Obstruction, one of the biggest calls in this sport.
Yeah, you have to give the opponent the ability to play the ball.
And in many cases, because the ball is so hard and the stick is so hard, you don't want to stand between your opponent and the ball.
No.
Getting whacked is no fun.
Not at all. Even with shin guards on. It is not fun.
They call it the black and blue sport, right?
Yeah.
Especially, I think, fingers tend to get, the ball caroms off the hands sometimes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I've had a few sprained and broken fingers.
Nice center there by John Carroll, taken away.
Nice pass. Ah,
That's
Nice.
Talia Ferry again.
nice tackle there.
Nope, check it. That's not Talia Ferry. That is number 4 instead. That's Corinne Sims.
It's a nice tackle.
She and Talia Ferry are about the same size. One number 4, one number 1. 6 minutes left here in this first period. 15-minute periods, 4 of them. North Harford has already scored 1 more goal than they did last year when they lost 2-0 to John Carroll. So
Yeah.
come the Hawks with the ball.
North Harford was 8-8 last year, huh?
8-8, yeah, and won the region title, Region 2A. Lost in the state quarterfinals. Taken away by North Harford. But the Hawks have been dominating this entire game.
Yeah. And you notice that John Carroll was trying there out around the 25-30, trying to get it to their right wing, but North Harford was not was not having any of that.
5 minutes now left in this quickly moving first period. One thing about field hockey, in the old days, it was such a slow sport. The whistle blew and they stopped playing. Now they just keep playing.
Yeah.
It's really become a much more spectator-friendly game that you really don't need to know all the rules to enjoy it. In front of the net. Ball just a little bit wide.
Yeah.
Bianco diving for it. I think Bianco was a little bit out of position that time. Maybe out front a little bit too much.
Yeah. Yeah, she's lucky she got away with that one.
Yeah.
Nice interception there by the North Harford.
Yeah, the Hawks have just controlled the game so far. There's Taliaferri again, taking on 2 John Carroll defenders and going right through them. Autumn Taliaferri, first team All-County in field hockey last year. Good interception there by North Harford.
Yeah, number
was Grace-
15,
Grace-
Mulhausen.
Was it 15? Yeah.
I think so.
Or was it 5?
Uh,
It was Conklin or Mulhausen.
yeah.
We'll give them both credit.
Yeah, what the heck.
There's the loft that we
There's the
talked
loft,
about.
and it's not dangerous because nobody was around.
Back in the old days, you'd have heard a whistle and there would have been a no-no
There's
administered.
That was Conklin was obstructing.
So John Carroll has the ball, looking to try to even this game. The officials say, no, we didn't mark the ball ready for play yet. Officials kind of snuck in on us, so we didn't get their name. Always like to get their phone number in case they make a bad call.
Yeah.
Nah, just kidding.
Nah, we don't
Never
do that.
do that, no.
No, we wouldn't do that. Oh,
Nope.
nice. Nice stick work.
Good
Nice.
job by John Carroll. That was Sammy Bender. Sammy Bender, number 10, just a sophomore. First team All-County last year as a freshman. Talking about Sammy Bender, number 10.
That was a nice shot across field. I think that penalty corner coming up.
Carol, is Sammy Bender, a little bit more about her. Summer lacrosse All-American. She played in Summer League. And again, just a sophomore right now. She was coming out of her freshman year. Fine arts program, a distinction scholar. In her second year again, coming back after her freshman year as an all-county player. Well, that's a nice turn inside. Good coming out and making the save, Bianco.
Yeah, that was very, very well done.
Now, Kel, be truthful. In the old days, the goalies had steel in their toes, didn't they?
Yes,
Steel-toed shoes.
you betcha. You didn't
know-
want to run into him, I can tell you that.
You know, you didn't want to come anywhere close to a goalie. Now they have, like hard plastic. Still doesn't feel good, but it's
Yeah.
not steel.
Yep,
Whose idea was it to give you steel-toed shoes?
who knows?
Man, it's bad enough to have a stick.
Somebody probably who played goalie.
Coming up on the minute 30 mark here left in the first, 1-0. North Harford scored that goal at 8:25.
Nice
center,
pass.
but nobody
That was a-
there.
Yeah, that was a nice center, but the girl was the North Harford girl had her played well.
And that's that Sammy Bender, number 10, we talked about before, who made that center, the sophomore.
Yeah. Yeah.
All-American in lacrosse in the Summer League.
Let's get another one, Holmes. A minute. Go, go, go.
Inside a minute. John Carroll.
There's that obstruction call again.
Yeah.
Got to give your opponent opportunity to play the ball.
40 seconds. Open shot.
Nice one, Sarah.
Rife Snyder goes out and makes the save. It's out of play. That means John Carroll has a penalty corner coming up.
Yep.
Clock is running. Inside 30. If I'm North Harford, I just sort of stroll around.
Yeah, they need to be a little bit more
They
aware.
do. It's down to 18 seconds.
Well, they got plenty of time.
15. Down to 10. Now the plenty of time is becoming not plenty of time. 7. 5 seconds. 4, 3,
Yeah, they might
2.
have taken a little bit more time than they should have.
And that's the end of the first period with North Harford. They're continuing to play, but the horn had sounded.
Yeah,
It's a 1-0 first period lead
I think they took
by
a
the
little
Hawks.
bit longer than they might have wanted to. But
Yeah,
you
I don't know whether they weren't set up or North Harford wasn't ready. Again, if I'm North Harford, I'd just sort of lollygag around there.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what is going on here. They said the clock has expired. I can't tell you what exactly is happening, but maybe they're letting a replay here.
Yeah, I don't understand what happened there.
Unless they're going to say that play has to reach its conclusion. Maybe that's what it is.
I think they're done now.
Yeah, now the clock shows 2 minutes. That's the 2 minutes between the two periods. Used to be in the old days, Carol, they had halves, right? And they used to play in field
Yeah,
hockey.
30 or 35-minute halves.
And
Yeah.
they changed it, I think, because it is such a physically demanding sport that playing for 15 minutes or 30 minutes at one time without having a break.
Yeah.
Talking to Carla Harford, she said that this year they actually have a timeout call, too. They can
Yeah.
call timeout, which
Yeah.
they didn't used to be able to.
No, if you had a timeout, it's because you had an injury.
Yeah.
That was about it.
And they never faked injuries, do they? They do that in
No.
soccer, they do that.
No, we don't do that in field hockey.
No.
We
Give you
got
that,
we got warrior women.
We'll give you that starting lineup for North Harford. Corin Sims, number 4, Kendall Fortune, 7, Kaylee Mulhausen, 15, Julia Blondell, 16, and Abby Salter, number 18. That's across the front line. Autumn Tagliaferri, number 1, is the left wing, or left mid, I should say. Claire Moffitt in the center, sophomore, and Grace Conklin, a junior, number 5. Grace Underwood, number 3, and Isabella Southard, number 9, are in the defensive back. And then Sarah Reifsnyder, the goalie, the junior, number 86. And that's the North Harford starting team. Good game so far. It looks like North Harford has been the dominant team, Carol, but
Yeah,
John Carroll's had a couple of
they
chances.
definitely have played more on offense than John Carroll has.
Patriots again under their first-year head coach, Sammy Edwards. Sammy was a 2018 graduate of John Carroll. She was the leading scorer, went to St. Mary's College where she was captain. Talked to her before the game and I said, well, Sammy, you're not teaching at John Carroll. What are you doing? She said, I'm a nanny.
Ah,
That's pretty good. I said, is that going to be your life occupation after being a business major in college? And she said, no, I'm just looking around for what it is I want to do. And she's a nanny for one family. Not sure I'd want to have a field hockey coach as my nanny. I'm just saying, Carol. They tend to be a little, shall we say, aggressive.
aggressive,
Yeah.
possibly.
I'm looking for the right words there without being offensive to anyone.
So they don't change sides of the field, though.
Apparently not.
That's a halftime.
Apparently they're doing, you're right, at the halftime. So 15-minute quarters, and we're still going John Carroll from left to right and North Harford from right to left. North Harford will take possession of the ball. Going the wrong way now. Setting up a play.
Yeah, I've seen more, and that's good coaching, really, but I've seen a lot of that. You know, soccer does that a lot.
Yeah.
Pushes the ball back and then
Yeah.
in order to push it forward.
The difference is in soccer, you can clear the ball like half a field
Yeah,
at one time.
Yeah.
Field hockey, you have to be able to pass the ball accurately. Oh, good. Oh, Reifsnyder. The ball bounces and hits a young lady from John Carroll right. Ooh, looks like it might have gotten her in the neck or face area. I'm going to hazard a guess there. It looks like number 8, Annie Bennett, the 2021 first team All-County. Transfer from Loch Raven. I don't know if you've ever, you have, Carol, of course, but out there in the audience, felt the ball. It is like a rock.
It's a rock.
It's a
It is
round rock.
It's worse than baseball.
Oh, my. There's Annie Bennett going off the field. Looks like she's none the worse for wear. She'll be back, hopefully. Plays golf and basketball also. Her mom was a field hockey player here at John Carroll, and her mom's a field hockey ref, and now is a lacrosse ref.
Oh,
4 goals last year. 4 goals, I should say, in the 2 scrimmages that John Carroll has had. Again, this is the first game of the year for both teams. John Carroll from the B Conference of the IAAM. North Harford from the Chesapeake division of the Yuckback. Life Snyder again with that nice kick save. Hawks trying to bring it forward. Intercepted by John Carroll, keeping it in their offensive territory. It's a new player in the ball game for John Carroll. Looks like Annie Mengolio,
Yeah.
number 14. Didn't start the game, but she's playing now. Good pass there
Yeah.
by Callista
Melissa
Watson.
Watson, yeah. Nice
Calista,
pass.
senior, 3-year starter on this team. Headed for Coastal Carolina next year. That's a pretty place.
Sounds like it. I've never been there, but sure sounds like it.
I think it's in Myrtle Beach, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah. The golf capital of the East.
and you would know that.
Well, yeah, I've been there. So a friend of mine, Mike Fugit, who's Carol in our sports quiz group, just came back from Myrtle Beach where he was playing in the amateur tournament. That's got to be a foul outside the circle, I think.
That's tripped. Number 10 was the one, Sammy Bender, that was tripped. Sophomore.
Yeah. Sammy, the young lady we've been talking about, who's the summer lacrosse All-American first teamer last year as a freshman. Again, you can have as many offensive players as you want around that circle. 4 defenders only and the goalie.
Yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
else has to be back behind the 50.
The offensive players cannot touch the ball until it passes that orange line, in this case, 16 yards out. As you said, Carol, they have to establish control.
Yeah, and that's a safety feature as much as anything. Is that ball coming out at a certain speed, and you're swinging at it at another certain speed?
Yeah.
That's you're asking for a major problem.
And you can't score outside that 16-yard line unless another player touches the ball.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of that for safety reasons because of the speed of the ball. What a save by Life Snyder.
Yeah.
She gave up her body that time. She's getting some high fives from her teammates. I'm not sure she intended to dive headlong like she did, but it was a
Yeah.
great save.
And when she's out, somebody on that defensive team needs to drop in behind her, even though they can't use their feet. They can only use their stick. But still, when the goalie comes out, somebody's got to protect her. Michael Orr was the blind side. Well, it's sort of like that, the backside.
Life Snyder again. Again.
Wow.
Are they saying a goal? No, it's Sarah Rice Snyder with another save. And you can hear some of the North Harford fans near us on our field mics. Sarah takes her helmet off for a moment. Saw Sarah play softball last year. She's a good softball player as well.
She a catcher?
You know what? I'm forgetting that.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back in my scorebook and see. She looks like she would be a good catcher, right?
Yeah. Good arm on her.
Back in the day when catchers had to be, you know, just like, "Argh." Remember Scrap Iron Clint Courtney with the
Yeah,
Orioles back in the day?
Absolutely.
They called him Scrap Iron because they found his bat. He had hollowed out his bat and put in some metal shavings, which I don't think is quite legal.
I'm not sure it's legal, yeah.
So he came to be called Scrap Iron. First catcher in Major League history to wear glasses while catching. There's a little tidbit of useless information. He was the first Oriole catcher back in 1954, Carol, when they came
Yeah.
back to Baltimore from
I
St. Louis.
was there. My dad had season tickets.
You were a mere child, though.
Yes, I was a baby.
Yes. A
Carried
babe,
me in a crib.
a babe in arms. Even so, 1954, Carol, it still makes us old. Oh, I remember when the Orioles came back in '54. What a thrill. There had not been Major League Baseball in Baltimore since 1901,
Yeah.
and the Orioles came back. And boy, were they horrible.
Yeah.
If they won a game a week, you said, hey, that's pretty good.
Look out. Look out. Nice save. Nice stop. Nice tackle.
Boy, the Patriots have really stiffened up here in this second period. They've dominated. Still down by 1-0. That first goal and only goal by North Harford.
Yeah.
8:35 of that first
Here we
period.
come. Play him to the right. To your right.
That's
See-
Bender.
See, she shouldn't do that.
Should carry it on down the field.
Yeah, she should go in that corner. That's where you want her. Number one, because it spreads out your defense. You know, you head to the middle too soon, and everybody else just, you know, like a magnet. You want to spread that defense out and hopefully find some holes, open space.
Grace Conklin called for the foul on Sammy Bender. There's that left-handed, sort of backhanded
Yeah.
move. Carol, how long does it take to develop the skills to be a great field hockey player?
Well, I haven't been coaching for a long time, Don.
I mean, it's not.
I mean, it would take, you know, probably half a season.
One of the great things I like about lacrosse, and Frank Mazzanotti will not agree, but you can play lacrosse if you're a great athlete. You pick up the skills, the catching and throwing, but if you're a great athlete, you can play that game. Baseball, you have to have that hand-eye coordination, that, you know, being able to hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that's going to now drop out of nothing on a, you know, it's just certain people have that skill.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't have to be the greatest of athletes, but that skill is amazing. Good job by North Harford to break it up. With John Carroll, it's Bender. Good job by Bender. Life Snyder with the save. Well, you can see why Bender is such a
That was
highly
Grace
regarded
Underwood
player.
that made that nice play to clear it out.
Thank you. Yeah, Grace
Number 3.
Underwood, one of the captains of this team for North Harford.
She did a nice job there.
Lacrosse
I think
player.
this is her with the. No, this 13. I don't have her. Do we have
Yeah, 13. She's probably came in.
Molly Fialkowitz?
Falkowitz is what I would say the way it's spelled, although sometimes they don't
Yeah.
pronounce it quite the
Somebody
same.
else is down now.
Is that the little young lady here on the near side? I don't see a number, so I don't want to hazard a guess who it might be. And don't know what the injury is. That's Bender. Yeah, she's up though. You know, if you're Coach Sammy Edwards and Tess Gauthier, your heart is in your throat. That is your bread and butter, Sammy Bender.
Yeah.
She's coming off. Hopefully be back at some point. Looks like she's being replaced by number 11, Leah Fulton. There's that loft again. Again, some old time, you don't have to be that old, field hockey players would say, what are they doing that? That used to be so much like taboo. If the ball went above your waist,
Yeah.
the whistle would blow and they'd reverse. Now, you can loft it for, 50 yards if you can and want. North Harford's Grace Conklin got hit on the hand there. You saw her shaking her hand.
Yeah.
Here come the Hawks. That's Natalie Sturgill, number 17 in the ball game for North Harford. Not a starter, but has come in off the bench.
Corin Sims was taking that. Has control of the ball right now.
Corin is a junior.
Yeah.
Indoor, outdoor track star. 2 goals last year did Corin as a sophomore. Kendall Fortune, number 7, one of the captains of the team, 4.44 GPA.
That's not bad.
It's not special. I had that, Carol. 1.2 as a freshman, 1.2 as a... Oh, they don't let you count it up together?
They don't let.
Then I
don't think that's the
have-
way it works, Don.
I didn't have a 4.4 then, no. No.
I thought you might have been stretching it a
I
little
was,
bit.
yeah, I was, it's been so long ago, the records have all been burned up.
There you
in
go.
the-
Nice loft. And there was nobody around to get hurt, so that's why the
Yep.
whistle didn't blow.
Carol, they talk about the old school, and you and I both know our school was so old, they tore it down.
Yeah. And it was definitely needed.
That's called big from the old school.
Take it down a little further, now. Now.
Way to coach the game there, Carol Barker. Life Snyder diving out with her stick. Boy, she has made some great saves here.
Yes, she has. She's earned her extra hot dog after the game or whatever. Extra slice of pizza.
Okay. Or non-adult beverage. Soda, whatever.
Whatever. Ice cream, whatever.
Ice cream soda.
There you go.
Do they
That's
still
it.
have ice cream sodas?
Yes, they do.
Good.
Yes, they do.
They don't have Woolworth's counter that
Yeah.
you used to be able to get one
Right
from.
up here at the Arctic Circle. Get a root beer float. I love it.
Root beer float. 4:50 left. Life Snyder out with the save again. Another save by
Another
Life
save.
Snyder. She is being peppered and turning away everything. This time a defender comes in and makes the save. Yeah, that happened to be that little girl, number 1, Autumn Tagliaferri. And I say it little girl because she's, again, short of stature, but great of talent. Carol, you mentioned it. When the goalie's out of position, somebody has to go back and make the
Somebody has
save.
to back her up.
And
Yeah.
she did it, Tagliaferri.
Yeah. That's the way
Normally,
that's the way she. I'm sure that's the way she was coached.
A midfielder, Tagliaferri. Boy, John Carroll has just dominated here in the second period.
Yes, they have. They've whatever Sammy and Tess told them at the quarter. You ought to record it.
Yep. And I'm sure they used nothing but the proper language.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely. Bud Coakley, who was my coach at Edgewood back in the day, Hall of Famer, the late, great Bud Coakley. As you and I, Carol, know, he used nothing but proper language.
No, yeah. Proper for who?
Back in the day.
A sailor, maybe.
3:30 left here in this period.
But everybody loved Bud.
Bud Coakley was just
He was a legend.
A legend.
There you go. Good try.
We
Good
lost
try.
him, what, 2 years ago now? Maybe 3?
Oh, yeah, it's hard to tell. Time flies so badly.
Bud was, I think, 89 when he passed. Don Ricketts and I got in trouble once. He caught us counting his expletives undeleted at halftime. So we had to go out and run laps right during halftime while the fans in the stands were wondering, why are these two players running laps?
Because they were bad boys.
Coach said, you run laps until I tell you to stop. Yep.
She mishit that one.
Yeah, she took the stick back above the waist. That can be called still, can't it, Carol?
Yes, I think so.
Especially if there's someone around, which there wasn't in that case.
Right, yeah, because that's a free. But if that's in the middle of a scrum kind of situation, she would have been called for that.
2 minutes and 20 seconds left and counting here in this half. Oh, my goodness, 2 sticks got tangled.
That happens.
I haven't seen that yet.
That happens at least once or twice a game, I think.
And that's obstruction called against John Carroll. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. Wow. What a clear by North Harford. Trying to catch the number of that young lady who cleared it.
I think it was right here.
It was, yeah. Looks like number
15?
5.
15?
I think 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Grace Conklin. Oops.
Okay.
Grace Conklin is down, but back up. Now North Harford has switched fields now. 140. I think it's going to go out of bounds off of North Harford, so John Carroll will get it. Clock still running at 1:30. Again, that clock is moving. 1:20 left in the half. It's a 1-0 game. North Harford, the only goal they scored it in that first period, at 8:25 on a carom.
Kendall Fortune taking that hit. And
Oh,
nice
what-
interception.
Beautiful. That's Bender. Now I think I understand why she was all county as a freshman.
Okay, take it down, take it down. Keep it in bounds.
Good
Nicely
job.
done.
Very nice. Life Snyder says, I'll just let
little
it go
bit
out.
too soon to get rid of it, but she was really pressured.
Did a nice job there. That
Yeah.
was Annie Bennett, the young lady who went out earlier after being hit in the face area. The 2021 first team all-county sophomore last year, now a junior. Hope you're enjoying this Harford Sports Showcase on the Harford TV. Carol Barker, my partner, Don Morrison, so happy to be with you.
Nice hit. Nice stop.
Here come the Hawks. That's Claire Moffitt, the midfielder, number 2, sophomore, lacrosse player, basketball player. Her first year playing field hockey. Sophomore.
I say that should be a trip.
Yeah, it was pushed from behind.
Number 16.
That's Julia Blondell. Julia, National Honor Society. She's the SGA president.
Wow. She's made. She's played that the last 30 seconds there very well.
4.75 GPA. By the way, Carol, she is a groundskeeper at Ripken Stadium. Now that's a job I would like to have.
There you go.
Getting paid for being around Ripken Stadium. Yeah, we're done for the half. Yeah, that is the half with a 1-0 score as North Harford makes that 1-goal stand up, but barely, because John Carroll was all over them in that second period had it not been for Sarah Reifsnyder playing that goalie to perfection.
Yeah, she made some really nice saves.
So we'll take a little break here. We'll come back with more action in the second half from John Carroll. It's North Harford leading by a score of 1-0. Well, we're back underway here in the second half. 1-0 is our score, North Harford. They scored in that first period. By the way, it was Corinne Sims, Carol, that we found out who got the goal.
Right.
Don't know who got the assist. Some said it was Talia Ferry. Some said not. But we do know that Corinne Sims got the goal. So here we are. The teams do switch sides. This time it's John Carroll going from right to left. North Harford defending that goal on the left.
It'd be interesting to see if John Carroll can keep up their domination.
Yeah.
And finally get one in. That freshman goalie's been playing very, very well.
We were over on the North Harford sideline, and I might add.
I'm sorry, not the freshman goalie, but the junior goalie, Reifsnyder.
North Harford's the benches, well, all the way across the field, down the hill. I'm not complaining. But if I'm a little out of breath.
You did well.
Anyhow, was listening to some of the North Harford chatter at halftime, and they were not happy with the play of their team. As you know, Carol, John Carroll just simply dominated in that second period.
They really did. Yeah, they're lucky they didn't have a score against them or more.
Yep. Patty Murdy, Patty Webb, Casey Webb, and Sarah Burton, the assistant coaches for Carla Harford. Tess Gauthier, the interim coach, and Sammy Edwards, who's taking over this year, her first year at John Carroll. Again, we mentioned that it's so difficult having 4 different coaches in 4 years.
Yeah, that's hard to build a program that way. You need some consistency at the head person.
Yep. And it's so good having Tess Gauthier, who goes back into the early 2000s as the head coach. And, of course, she loves John Carroll, having been a graduate in 1971. So you know she's going to do everything she can to make sure the program is in good hands.
Yeah.
She says that Sammy Edwards is going to be a great coach. Not only she's a great player, but she loves the game and loves to teach it. So, you know.
That's all important.
Well, we're just hoping that she stays a while.
Yeah.
Not being a teacher here at John Carroll and not having any aspirations of being a teacher. You know, sometimes your job takes you away, Carol, even though you'd like to be there.
Well, hopefully they can hold on to her for a few years anyway and get somebody in to take Tessa's place that she can then pass the mantle on down.
Yeah, I think Tess said 29 years, I believe she's been teaching.
I thought I read 27, but you might be right.
But I think the 4 years at Edge was at 27 at John Carroll, maybe 31 then.
Could be.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yes, it is.
Teaching English. No, she teaches health and phys ed.
Phys ed.
It's Carla Harford who teaches English.
Right.
Yep. Carla tells me that she's thinking about retirement. I said, you can't retire, you're young. I forget, people do get... Carol, you've been retired since when?
Oh, wow, 96.
That's a few years.
It's been a few years, a couple more years. I'll be retired longer than I thought.
How about that?
If the Lord lets me live that long.
Yeah. Well, you earned it. You did a great job teaching at Edgewood and at Bel Air and coaching.
I was really blessed to have really good student athletes at both schools. Really, really.
And Carol, what greater thrill than to have someone come up to you and say, "Hey, Coach Parker, you know, I remember when you did this or did that, or you helped me here, helped me there."
Yeah, I hear from 3 or 4 of them every year.
Yep.
Usually at Christmas time, but it's nice to hear from them. In fact, there's a reunion coming up in another couple of weeks I've been invited to
Wow.
at Edgewood, class of 72.
Class of 72. Our reunion we're going to do it in conjunction with the homecoming ceremony. The class of 62, and if you're counting in the booth, that would be 60 years, yes, 60 years.
But who's counting?
We're so thrilled that David Richmond, who was a classmate of mine, Dr. David Richmond, is going to be one of the inductees into the Edgewood High School Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I know David for years. We both went to Mountain Church together. He was in we were together in the youth group.
Just a wonderful gentleman, an Air Force doctor.
Nice play, nice interception.
Here come the Patriots. Down by a goal. Here's Andy Bennett. Nice center. Nobody there, though. Is that Tagliaferri again? Yeah. My eyes are not quite good enough to see. I think that is number 1. She's just been all over the field. That's Tagliaferri. Autumn Tagliaferri, second year on the team, captain. First team all-county field hockey last year. Well, off this performance right now, in the first game of the year, Sarah Reifsnyder is going to have to be in consideration for that all-county goalie spot.
Yeah, she's just playing beautifully. She certainly has, taken care of this game for the Hawks. I think they'd even be behind now.
I think you're right. Yeah, because John Carroll has, since that first period, whatever happened, they've flipped the switch, and they have just dominated.
Nice play. Now's the shot. Now
Bender looking to try to get it. Reifsnyder. Ball is in front of the net. There's a scrum.
Yeah, that's when they got to blow the whistle.
Yeah, I think
you
they
can't
did.
have kids' heads flying around with sticks flying.
By the way, I got a chance to meet the officials. Maria Gore and Josh Headley are the officials. Doing a great job, as always. Another penalty corner coming up.
Oh, that was a nice stroke.
Reifsnyder diving for the ball. Hey, Carol, she is fearless.
Yeah.
I know you've got padding on, but come on. She is just giving her body up.
The other thing is she's seeing the ball well.
Good point.
Yeah, she's,
Not just flopping around and like.
Yeah, she's making good decisions.
Yeah. And she has to because her team is up 1-0. There's no room for error.
No, right. Control.
Bender. Oh, nice play. Reifsnyder. Tagliaferri. Bender again. I see pads being thrown. I'm not sure what that means.
I'm not sure either. I saw that. I thought, what was that? Did that go?
Is that out of frustration or just, hey, I don't need these pads?
I must be. I don't think it's frustration. Well, it might be frustration.
Me, I'm going to use every pad I can, Carol.
Yeah.
I'm going to have an armored suit out there. It's going to be like the medieval knight.
Then you won't be able to move. Got to be able to move in
I have
this
to tell
game.
you a quick story. I did a story once when girls soccer came in, and it was sort of a tongue-in-cheek story about how girls soccer was going to take over and replace field hockey.
Yeah.
Well, it was not too smart on my part because the next day I went out and did a preseason story on Phyllis Hemma's Bel Air field hockey team.
You were not that.
Yeah, I was. I was that stupid. I got out of the car and she said, "There he is. Go get him." And here comes like 30 girls with sticks raised. I got back in my car and went back to the paper.
I can totally see that happening.
Yeah. There he is. Go get him. It was supposed to be a funny story. Apparently, Phyllis did not see the
Her
humor.
sense of humor was very hard to find.
Yeah. Limited.
Nice play.
Rife
Nice
Snyder
clear,
again.
yeah. Nice clear by Rife Snyder. She's got to have at least 8 or 9 saves.
And some of them are just, point blank. Boy, Carol, you mentioned about her vision. There goes more pads being thrown out.
I don't know what they.
I don't know what that deal is.
Uh-oh, bad.
A whiff. Nice recovery.
Yeah, she whiffed on that. Good thing she did recover.
Nice job by North Harford. Yeah, that's Kendall Fortune, number 7, who came out and made that interception for North Harford.
She's a nice little ball. Got nice stick work, too.
She does. Yeah, being a senior, one of the captains on the team. Headed for Westchester University next year.
Oh, they know how to play field hockey up there.
Well, she's going to play lacrosse there.
Ah.
4.44 GPA. We're talking about Kendall Fortune. Carol, she's a member of the Best Buddies program. You know what that program is?
I've heard because of doing other games with you over the years. Yeah, that's great. That's a great program.
They team a kid from the regular ed program with a kid from the special ed program, and he becomes your best buddy. Because kids can be cruel, and there can be, like taunts and things like that. Well, my best buddy, you want to argue with me, go see my best buddy, who happens to be the president of the Honor Society or the, head cheerleader
Happens
or
to be
something.
6'5" and
You know that,
250
yeah,
pounds.
That.
Talk
Yeah.
to him.
Talk to him. Here's my best buddy. Just having
I
somebody.
think that's a great program.
Yeah, having somebody to take your side and be on your side, eat lunch with you.
Here we go.
John Carroll. Yeah.
Taking it down the right side again, as they should. But now she's got to get that ball across.
Boy, good defense on the part of North Harford.
Yes, it is.
Can't see that far to give you a number.
Yeah, I'm trying to search myself, Donna. I can remember next time we do one of these, I'm going to bring my
Binoculars.
binocs.
Yeah, I'm going to get her a number. She's going to clear the ball here. Looks like a single-digit number. Looks like number 3. Or
3,
maybe
it
number
looks
5.
like, yeah. And that would be for North Harford.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say it's number
Underwood.
5. You think it's Underwood?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
3 is.
Grace Underwood, absolutely.
Yeah,
Good call.
and she plays in the backfield, so.
She's a lacrosse player and a basketball player. 3-team sport. I mean, a 3-sport player. Carol, again, that's something you don't see a lot anymore.
No. Usually kids take one season off.
Mm-hmm. Well, the demands, here's a kid we're talking about, Underwood, who's in the Distinguished Honor Roll National Honor Society Best Buddies program, wants to be a special ed teacher, and she's playing 3 sports. Tell me you can't find the time.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time, Mom. Well, go see Grace Underwood. Let her tell you about time management. I've had kids tell me, Carol, and you probably will agree, that I have better grades when I'm playing a sport because my time I know is limited, and so I come home, I do my homework.
They do a better job of prioritizing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I have too much time, I tend to,
fritter it away.
Yeah.
Get on that Xbox or whatever it is.
Yeah. We didn't have those things growing up, did we?
I had practice or game and homework and to bed.
Yeah.
During the week. The weekends I had some time. Most of that was tied up with
The church work.
church youth group.
Yeah. Underwood again with a great play.
Julia Ward with the hit. Nice stick work.
Boy, great stick work. That's Underwood again.
Yeah.
No, check it. That's number 5, Conklin.
Conklin, yeah.
Grace Conklin, a second-year player, swimmer, and a track star as well. Grace is in the Animal Science Magnet program at North Harford. They get to play with puppies all day.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, that's a great program. That's Bennett. Played another good game. Annie Bennett, the 2021 first team All-County for John Carroll. Transfer out of Loch Raven High School up here to John Carroll. Plays basketball and golf.
That's Haley Lawler, number 21, for taking the hit.
Here's Bender. Oh, nice move. Andy Bender says, here I am. No, I'm not. Kelly mentioned as a coach, you would put your best player out there on that right wing.
Mm-hmm. Also your fastest runner.
Uh-huh. Inside a minute left in the third period. We're still only one goal in the entire game.
Your best player probably would be left inner, but your fastest runner and second best stick person would be your right wing.
Because?
Because they're the ball carriers.
Yep.
At least they should be.
And Bender has certainly done that today.
Yeah. Well, they coach well.
30 seconds. Again, that one goal, scoring back with 8 minutes and some odd seconds, 8 minutes and 25 in the first period by Corin Sims for North Harford. I love Sarah Reif-Snyder, how she goes out and, kind of reminds me, we keep getting these Oriole, Adley Rushman, how he goes out and meets the pitcher and says, good job. It's got to be encouraging,
Absolutely. I think that's the quarter, I think.
It is the quarter. 2 minutes now until the final period comes up.
Yep.
Carol, we can root for overtime. I know the guys in the booth.
They love it.
They do, because there are 2 10-minute overtime periods, sudden death.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and that's not enough. Then you get to play one-on-one, one person on each goalie. So you get all that free extra. I mean, you pay your entry fee. How much you pay to get in, Carol? Don't tell anybody.
No, I won't tell anybody.
Yeah. And if they play
Wasn't
overtime,
much.
it's free. Well, whatever it was well worth it.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm not hearing anything from Riley in the booth
the
there.
boys are very quiet back there.
Riley's our new sound engineer. Riley worked with us some years ago, but he's back now. Good to see him back. John and Tim and Tom. Oh, and there's your good buddy Alan Stengel down there on the field.
Oh, yeah, where is he?
Alan's down on the field with his back to us.
Right there?
You could probably throw your water at him and hit him.
Yeah.
Alan, who climbed Kilimanjaro a couple of years ago, said he's now going to go on a 50-mile run or some such thing.
I know they're thinking of doing something at Mountain like that. Yeah, I don't know who it is.
I said, Alan, are you nuts? I mean, I thought
have you totally lost your mind?
I thought Kilimanjaro would have taught you don't do those things. That's dumb. Oh, hi, Alan. Alan hears us down there. He's laughing at us now.
It's a great program. They raise funds for mission.
Our pastor, Ben Kacharis, as you remember, was telling the story when they were climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and they had their backpack, and the guy in front of him, had his backpack, and they kept slipping rocks into the backpack.
Yeah.
And, get heavier and heavier.
Only Ben, our
harder
pastor.
to breathe. And so the guy finally takes his backpack off, and it's like rocks fall out of the backpack.
Just what he needed at 18,000 feet or whatever.
Had he not been a mountain Christian person, he may have said an expletive or two.
Yeah, there might have been something said there that shouldn't have been. Yeah.
Well, here we go now. We're down to the final period, 15 minutes left. Obviously, as we said, this game does not count in anybody's standings, but it certainly does count on your record.
Yeah, and it also counts where, with experience. I mean, this is a good way to start. You're not getting blown out. You have the opportunity. You've had opportunities, and now you just need to, keep working. Both teams keep trying to improve.
If you're North Harford, of course, you've got to reverse this sooner or later. The goal is going to go in if you get all these opportunities. I don't think North Harford has had a legitimate scoring opportunity since that first period.
No, they have not. Really haven't.
Whereas John Carroll has just peppered the goal. Sarah Reif-Snyder has been there, with every answer so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she has.
She's been terrific.
And I love her spiritual leadership as well, how you know, she's there backing her team. And yeah, the other thing we didn't mention, being an IAAM non-county school, being John Carroll and North Harford, the only time that they'll be playing a public school team. It's just good to see that. Good to see the John Carroll be able to be on TV here in the county.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it's important for the kids. They probably know each other a little bit. Either they go to church together or compete against each other in other sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rec leagues.
Or rec leagues, yeah, through their middle school years. So I think it's a great opportunity for them.
Talked about Lily Burns, who's a sophomore, number 2 for John Carroll. She played 10 years in the Falston Rec program. So that's an example of how she played against, I'm sure, some of these kids, and especially the Bel Air students at Bel Air and Patterson Mill.
Yeah.
In the Emerton district. Carol, I had a chance to tour the John Carroll facilities here, not because I was looking, I couldn't find the field. So I got to looking around. Boy, did they have some great facilities. Their baseball field is all turf, even the infield.
It's really A+, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Here come the Hawks. Obstruction is the call.
But yeah, she walked all over the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Kendall Fortune, number 7, who got called for that.
That was off the leg. The ball can't come off the leg to an advantage of a person.
So the ball hits you in the leg and they charge you with a penalty.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That doesn't seem fair.
Well,
it almost seems like you ought to get a reward. Okay, you have a bruise, so here's
that's your
something for
reward. You're going to have a bruise tomorrow morning.
Oh. Here come the Hawks. Inside 12 minutes left. Great pass. Now North Harford has a chance. Oops. You need to take the ball with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Carl is saying, oh my, why did we do that?
Carla, who coached all those years at C. Milton Wright, and then sort of mid-career came up to North Harford and has done the same
C.
thing
Milton
there.
was sorry to see her go.
Absolutely. English teacher. Carol, you know, because you taught history and then you're coaching as well. And you've got the all-day long preparation, and now you've got to correct papers, and you've got to coach a sport at the same time.
It's not easy, that's for sure. I don't know how people do it who have family.
Well, you know, Tim Larimore, and there are others, I'll mention them in a minute. Tim, who just retired, was the athletic director at North Harford. He was also the baseball coach and taught history.
Yeah.
Now, how do you do AD work, teach history, coach baseball, and have a family?
Yeah.
We were laughing with each other this weekend when the teachers went back for pre-season training, if you'll call it.
Yeah.
He just rolled over in bed.
Yeah.
Said, you go ahead. I'll stay here.
That's right.
31 years that Tim Larimore taught at North Harford. And
He student taught with us at Edgewood.
yes, he did. You're right.
Yeah. I think Doug Johnson, I think Doug might have been his supervising teacher.
I'll ask Doug. Here's North Harford now with a chance. A goal for North Harford. That goal slips by the freshman goalie. Again, I have no idea. The person who scores the goal is supposed to carry it back. Here's the replay.
So who's got it in their hands?
It looks like
Right there. She just dropped it. Got the ponytail, dark hair.
looks like number 5.
Number 5
If that's true, it's Grace Conklin. Here's the replay.
or 16.
I'm sorry that we can't give you a more definitive.
I think it was 16, Julia Blondell.
We'll confirm that before we get off the air. I have some North Harford fans next door here to me, and I thought they were going to give me who scored the goal in the first half. No, they said we didn't see it. Made me walk all the way across the field.
Yeah.
Not that I'm upset about it, but I am getting my breath back now. That goal scored at about 9:50 in the final period. 2-0 North Harford now.
And I feel bad for Bianco. She just never saw that.
Yeah.
That was a nice shot from outside.
Josie Bianco, the freshman goalie. Think about it, North Harford has had very few opportunities after that first period,
No,
but they cashed in.
they cashed in on that one.
And it was again a
mean, the game's-
deflected.
The games, that's what's so frustrating about field hockey.
Mhm.
And a little bit, I think the same thing with soccer. The ball can be in your end of the offense,
Yeah,
75% of the time, and you can lose 1-0.
I agree with you. And the goals, both of these were not, I don't want to say clean goals. They weren't like your textbook goals. They were deflected goals that went in past the goalie.
Yeah,
That's what's
but
been
they
so.
still count.
Oh my goodness! That's what's so been impressive about Rife Snyder. She's been so aggressive. She hasn't had a chance for the ball to slip by.
Yeah,
And she's been out there and diving on the balls. 2-0 North Harford. Kind of ironic they lost by that same 2-0 score last year to John Carroll.
yeah.
So if it were to end this way, it would be sort of turnabout. Here's a penalty kick, a chance for a penalty kick, a penalty corner.
Penalty corner.
This is field hockey, Don, not soccer. Now she went inside the 16-yard circle and pulled the ball back outside.
Yeah. She was hoping for a ricochet, I'm sure. Rebound.
Didn't happen.
But they get another shot at it.
Yep. Clock continuing to run with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Rife Snyder again. Carol, you said it before, her vision, how do you see through all those bodies?
Yeah. She's
Bender. Check it, it's Bennett, not Bender, for John Carroll.
and that was
Is that Claire Moffett, number 2?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's Claire Moffett. Claire, a lacrosse player, basketball player, sophomore, her first year playing field hockey.
Nice interception there.
Yeah.
Good try. Those hot pink tennis shoes.
It looked like Julia Ward, number 6, for John Carroll, made that defensive play, a 4.2 GPA student. All-American lacrosse goalie. Has a twin sister at John Carroll. Mom's a science teacher here at John Carroll, and Julia says she wants to go to college either at Duke or UNC to play lacrosse.
Wow. Hope she gets to do that.
My wife would be very proud of her, being she goes
Yeah.
to Duke. Seriously, Carol, you know my wife, just a beautiful person, wonderful. Her 3 favorite teams, Duke in basketball, Steelers in football, Yankees in baseball.
I know, she's so misguided.
But I think I should get some kind of an award
I
for,
do, I
for
agree.
living 57 years. with
I
her.
agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
How are you a Yankee, Duke, and Steeler fan
From Perryville, Maryland.
and still be a nice person?
She is a lovely person.
Lovely. Her choice in men, somewhat suspect. Being that she chose me.
Yes,
Yeah.
I wasn't
You saw
I wasn't
where-
going to touch that.
You saw where I was going with that.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. 5 minutes left. Well, Carol, you're down 2-0. Obviously, the first thing you got to do is score a goal. You
Yeah.
can't score 2 goals at one time. So you
No.
got to get a goal to make this game, at least important coming down the stretch.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to get the ball up on their offensive end quickly.
North Harford 8-8 last year. John Carroll 7-7. So we said John Carroll dropped down a classification from the A conference to the B conference in the IAAM, Interscholastic Association of Athletics in Maryland. Those letters always confuse me.
Yeah.
I think the boys are the MIAA, Maryland Interscholastic Athletic Association. Still having trouble with UCBAC,
Oh, yeah.
Upper Chesapeake Bay Athletic Conference. Guess the UCBAC is now, what, 20 years old?
I think so.
Going back into the 90s?
That was Haley Lawler again taking that out of bounds hit.
Our good friend Bob Sligel, who was instrumental in getting the UCBAC started, combining Cecil County and Harford County into 2 divisions, Susquehanna and Chesapeake. Out it goes. I like how Sarah Ruff-Snyder watched that ball all the way out of bounds. She said, just my luck, it might hit something
Yeah.
and bounce in.
Yeah, the goalie's got to follow it all the way out. Don't touch it, unless you know your girls hit it, but or you have a good clear.
And that
Follow it
clock
all
is
the way out.
running at 3:30.
It was John Carroll's got the ball where they want it to be, right
Yeah.
in front of the goal.
They
Now's
have
the
to
time.
convert.
Yeah. Now's the time to try to get a stick on it.
I mean, not that they haven't tried and tried hard and done well, but that immovable object there, Sarah Reifsnyder, has just
Yeah,
thwarted
she's-
everything they've done.
She's played a super game.
I have no vote. There is no MVP, but if there were and I did, I'd cast my vote for Sarah Reifsnyder.
I think I would too.
It's unanimous. She is our MVP with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. Comes John Carroll. Reifsnyder dives, knocks it out of play. Thank you. It's kind of on cue, huh, Carol?
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
talking about
Should be.
be
Must have
John.
called a foul on it because otherwise it would be at the end line.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark.
The sideline, no,
Yeah.
end line.
That ball went right across the mouth of the goal. Nobody got on it.
Nobody
Stick
got on it.
Bennett
Might
goes
have called
down.
a trip there. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they did.
but they've got to do something quickly. We're inside 2 minutes now. 2-0 North Harford leading. Scored a goal in the first period. Now they've scored a goal here in the last period. In between, it's been all John Carroll.
Yeah, it really has. The score isn't indicative of how close the game's been, really.
Yeah. Another dive by Reifsnyder. I think that ball was missing the goal anyhow, but you could see how she was right on it. Kelly, I think both coaches will have a lot of good things to take out of this game. One, North Harford, if they do win, which it looks like they are, and John Carroll knowing they dominated the game.
Yeah,
And they came up against just a very hot goalie.
yeah.
Dangerous.
That's a risky thing.
Yeah.
Send that ball backwards across the goal.
You're up 2-0. I think just clear it, huh?
Yeah, get it out of there.
Inside a minute. For all intents and purposes, it looks like North Harford will come away from the visiting side with a win of 2-0. Hawks in no hurry at all. They're saying that clock is our friend.
You betcha.
Inside 40 seconds. I want to thank all the folks here at John Carroll for being so hospitable to us. Tess Gauthier, Sammy Edwards, the coaching staff. Mark Zervis, our director, doing his usual excellento job.
Beautiful. There's a pass you want. Go.
12 seconds. Ow. Clock running down. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. And that is the ball game, fans. as the North Harford Hawks celebrate, jumping on their
They know who won the game for them.
jumping on their goalie, Sarah Reifsnyder.
They understand who won that game for them.
You know, again, as we said, not only a great player, but a great spiritual leader for this team. You can see how they all, you know, rally around her, Sarah Reifsnyder we're talking about. So the goals scored by North Harford in the first period. That one was scored by Corin Sims. And then the one at 9:50 in the end of the period, did we get the person who scored that? I don't believe we did.
I don't
did
think
we?
so.
Yeah, we'll see if my North Harford friends over here,
You'd be.
ask them if they know who scored that last goal.
You guys know
Please.
who? Excuse me. Do you know who scored that last goal for North Harford?
Yeah, Blondell.
Blondell.
Yeah, we kind of thought that Julia Blondell scored the goal.
I
We'll
know
give-
she's got light wild pink sneakers on.
We're going to give that goal to Julia Blondell. Julia, Senior National Honor Society, SGA President, Secretary of the Honor Society. Wants to be a veterinarian.
Wow.
I'm liking that. 4.75 GPA. She's a young lady we talked about being the groundskeeper at Ripken Stadium.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Julia Blondell, we're giving that second goal, the first goal going to Corin Sims. And of course, Sarah Reifsnyder doing the job in the net the entire game.
Yeah. She was terrific.
Carol, what do you think? What would be your evaluation of both teams here?
Well, I mean, it's the first game of the season. I think both teams came out looking like they've been well coached. I didn't see any signs of cheating on your laps, so to speak. They look like they're in good shape because it is a running game. It's a you got to be able to run and wheel and handle that stick, not wield it, handle it. And I think they just need to continue to work on getting their stick on the ball in the circle.
Talking to Carla Harwood, and she said that probably C. Milton Wright, as usual, would be the team to beat in the Chesapeake division. And looking at John Carroll, of course, as we said, dropping back to the B conference in the IAAM, last year being just 1-7 against that. I mean, that's like a gauntlet playing the A conference. So that's like playing the best team in the county game after game after game.
Yeah,
So,
no breather.
yeah, so we wish both the teams well. Again, we thank the coaches for all the help and the athletic directors. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Our opening game of the 2022 season. We've got 12 more events, Carol, going from football to soccer to cheerleading to golf and
yeah,
volleyball. It's just going to be a full year. Hope you enjoy it. Carol Barker, any final closing comments?
No, it's been fun. Thank you for having me, and I hope that everybody gets a chance to watch this on the 10th of Saturday the 10th or the following Monday, right?
Or on demand.
Or on demand, that's
or
right.
they can actually buy it if they like to invest
there
some
you go.
dollars. And Carol, you and I get a cut of whatever's bought. No,
Oh, okay.
we don't. we
I don't think I've ever seen anything pass by.
We don't. It's just a joke. Again, though, thank you for tuning in. Don Morrison, my partner, Carol Barker. It is the North Harford Hawks winning at John Carroll by a final score of 2-0. Good night, everyone.
Good night.